Hello, and welcome to the Boss Hall Ball Lot Podcast, your home for organic debate about Detroit Lions news and rumors. It's your man, Curt. Still on today's show, it's Victory Monday, baby. We recap the Lions come from behind win in Minnesota, 31-29. But before we do that, please do us a quick favor, like the video, share the video, and comment on the video so we can get this content to more Detroit Lions fans just like yourself. We're on our way to 2,500 subscribers, so if you haven't done so already, click that subscribe button. And we are currently at 2428 subscribers. So, help us get to our goals, man. Now it's time to bring in my host for today's show. Of course, man, he is the defensive line coach. And shout out to the Jackson Northwest Mounties for getting that victory this weekend. It's the Wolverine. Who?
Yes, sir. Beat him up, too. Coach Mike Jones. What's going on, Lion fans?
Man, and y'all know what it is, man. It's Big Huggy. He may not be a chef, but he know about yams. It's my man, LL Cool Torrance. What's going on, my dude?
Yes, the sweet potatoes it is. Happy Monday, y'all.
Man, first, before we get into the show, man, okay, if you don't know how we do it here on our channel, we look at Detroit Lions news, headlines, or take. If we agree, we said they are bossed up. If we disagree, we said they are balled on. And we tell you why we agree or disagree. No hot takes here, just natural debate and our true thoughts and opinions about what's going on with our favorite team, the Detroit Lions. But before we get into the topic, how did you guys feel about that game yesterday? I'm going to go first right quick. I didn't have any panic yesterday. Like, even when we went down 10-9, I'm like, yeah, we'll be all right. I said, we'll figure it out because Goff, he shreds that defense most times he faced it. All the eye candy. I think that the offensive line was a little shaky at first. He had Yodi coming in, last minute, and then the whole offensive line kind of was shaky at the beginning of the game. But once we settled down, I was like, we cool, even late in the game. But what you got, LL?
Man, it was a good game to watch. I'll never forgive some of y'all for being scared of Sam Darnold. Because he was what he was, but it was a good game all around. It showed a lot, for what we do have now, and just I guess in contrast to what people are saying we need to do. I still believe that we still need to make a move, but yesterday was a good game to watch. Man, it showed a lot. We was down and came right back. I was same thing with you, Curt. We just said that even when they had that late fumble, I was like, yeah, it's still time. I wasn't tripping just yet.
Yeah, no panic, man. No panic from me. What you got, Coach Jones?
Man, I know I was shocked because I actually was en route for the first 4 or 5 minutes of the game. So I was actually on my way home. We went to church, and then we took a little bit of time at the store. And I'm look, man, you tripping because the game started. But anyways, you know what I'm saying? So I got to the TV. I'm like, whoa, what's going on right now? I don't even know what's going on. And then I was like, well, they get settled down because I got confidence in this offense, and they did exactly that, man. So they Riddick bowed them. That's what I'm gonna say. Riddick bow. You got to put on your ass, boy.
All right, for real. All right, let's take a look at what we're talking about for today's show. Definitely, Lions offense versus the Minnesota. Then the defense, of course, and then we look at our bossed up, ball out, and balled on players of the game because we gotta do that on our recap show. All right, first up is my man LL Cool Torrance talking about this Lions offense yesterday versus Minnesota. You know what I'm saying? What you got, LL?
Man, it took a couple of series, but the pass game got to clicking. Everything was clicking yesterday, man. We even had a brief scare with our homie Monty, but the pass game looked very efficient. I believe in the first half, what was it? Was he 12 for 12 or 9? I know he was. He didn't miss a pass again.
I think after 15 or something like that.
Yeah,
something crazy
he
like
didn't
that.
miss a pass again. I don't really care about that, but that's that's excellent. Offensive line held up. Offensive line, Coyote Iwasika, if I'm saying that right.
Mm-hmm.
He looked he didn't look so well early, but he stiffened up a little bit. He stopped shaking like the ladies in the club, and things started to smooth out for us. Yeah, it was no more of that one step forward, 2 steps back type thing, and we actually got some momentum. Mixing in the pass game, it was a complete offensive effort. I would like to say, that man Jahmyr Gibbs, I believe he ended up having 115 rushing yards. I'm pulling up right now to see how many passing or receiving yards that he had.
44.
But 40. Well, there you go. So what's that?
Yeah.
A total of one.
No, he had 116 on the ground, 44 in the air and receiving. So 160 total.
160 total. There we go.
Mm-hmm.
And that's this is the capability, I guess. It may be I don't want to say it's a bad game for some people to watch because now all they're gonna talk about is Jahmyr Gibbs and what he can do, and not what Monty is able to do or what he's already done. Even though in this game, Monty had a couple fumbles, a fumble, I believe, right? It was only one. Those types of things. Another the offensive line issues that kind of kept going. Even Taylor Decker, had caught the bug or whatever was going around, but not too often. It didn't hurt us. It didn't hurt us all too well. But back in that run game, man, it was just exactly what we needed. Very timely runs. Kept they behinds back. We kept hearing about how their defense, they only sit down one guy and have everybody else moving around and doing everything. And of course, smart football is you just run right at that, and that's exactly what they did with both of them. Monty also got hurt a little bit earlier. I didn't really see the injury. One of my homies said I guess he rolled his ankle, but we saw him right back out there on the cart, so there was no fear for that. Dave Montgomery only had 9 rushes for 31 yards, but those were needed yards. Back into that passing game, we got to see a classic game from Amon-Ra St. Brown, 8 catches for 112 yards. Even got a big play out of Khalif Raymond ended up in a touchdown. You know what I'm saying? So that's our guy Lil Leaf. If you're smoking on that thing, maybe want to roll it in a little leaf. But Ben Johnson, and then my last point here is us versus them. Ben Johnson versus Brian Flores. That's all we kept hearing. That's all I kept hearing about this week from people who were supposed to be Lions fans and everything is Brian Flores and what he can do. He has this mysterious defense. He has a guy coming from this way and a ghost coming from over there and a guy coming out the dungeon. Well, I guess we've seen exactly how that defense can hold up against just when you just punch that mug in the head, man. That's all you need to do, man. Ben Johnson, it was kind of shaky early, but you could see it. You see the wheels turning, and he figured them out, and there wasn't shit else he could do. He scored 21 in that second quarter. Things slowed down significantly after that, but that was just it. Ben Johnson, I believe, he showed like, yo, man, we see what you're doing over there, man, and here you go. So we had a complete offensive effort. Run game was clicking, pass game was clicking. And I believe Ben Johnson won that matchup between him and Brian Flores.
Yeah, definitely a balanced attack, man. What is it? It was 25 runs and 25 passes.
25. What I say in the
yeah.
What I say?
Yeah, you definitely said it. 25 and 27. 27. We had 2 more rush attempts.
Well,
25.
Jared Goff, 2 from Goff.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I don't count them.
Yeah, I don't really count them either. But the running backs, yeah. I definitely looking at this. I would definitely give you a boss up on those things, man. My man LL, man. In that second quarter, they stopped falling for all the eye candy. We got settled down. They took advantage of that soft zone coverage, man. Goff has been torching defenses, man, right now in the past game. Last 3 games, 18 for 18, 292, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. Last game against Dallas, 18 for 25, 315, 3 tutties, no interceptions. Yesterday, 22 of 25, 280, 2 tutties, no interceptions, man. Ben Johnson and Jared Goff got that pass game humming. As far as on the ground, man, this week it was Sonic's turn to get off, man. He just did his thing. I never panicked when Monty went down because I knew Gibbs would take advantage of the opportunity. MCDC said Jahmyr was close to breaking one, and boy, did he ever. Mm-hmm. Man, he had that safety on skates on that 45-yard touchdown run. That was ugly. And we all said it, man. We all saw it. The offensive line started off shaky, but once they settled down, that scheme was right on, man. And that run game set up that play action pass in that second quarter. And you said it, man. Like once this team got settled down and they stopped falling for all the movements and stuff, it was like they got on track and they stopped them from doing all that crap because they ran them out of it. They couldn't do all that stuff anymore because they had to start covering. And I said it the other day. Their secondary is trash. Like their pass defense is one of the worst in the league because they're slow and they play a lot of. They got to play zone coverage because they're slow.
Right.
You look at what Lee Raymond on that touchdown, man. He juked Stephon Gilmore out of his shorts, man. Put him on the ground. He just ain't fast enough no more. But you know. That offense was humming yesterday, man. Once they got going, it was a wrap, man. What you got, Coach Jones?
Yeah, this one time, man. I'm gonna give you the opportunity, LL, to say it's your friend too.
No.
I'm gonna give you the opportunity this last time because you can't jump on the bandwagon when we get to the Super Bowl. It's your friend too, LL. So with that being said, Jared Goff, man, that dude, man, he is the definition of a pro, and he knows his offense. His hands is all over it. Him and Ben Johnson are like this, man, and yeah, man, his 140 passer rating, which I'm gonna touch on that a little bit later. You know, in my segment, man, but that 140 passer rating. Man, Jared Goff at 22 or 25? Come on, man. Like that's ridiculous. He ain't threw no picks in how many weeks? Come on, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. That just And I'm not gonna lie, I was a little scared when David Montgomery went down because it didn't look good. So I'm not gonna hold you up like, oh yeah, I was confident in Sonic and I know Jahmyr Gibbs will always do his thing, but when Monty went down, my heart skipped a beat for a second. I was like, oh shit, please not the curse of Bobby Lane. Not 2 in a row. So yeah, that's how I felt, man. But Brian Flores versus Ben Johnson, it shows you, man. Ben Johnson, we're gonna have to do something to hold on to him, man, because when people see matchups like that, they like, okay, he's going up our head coaching list, and he's eventually gonna land that job that he wants, man. So yeah, we got to win the Super Bowl now.
Yeah, definitely. Hey, like the video, share the video, comment on the video. All these things help us get this content to more Detroit Lions fans just like yourself. Like I said, we're on our way to 2,500 subscribers, man. Make sure you check me out over there on Lions Nation Unite too. I do some things over there from time and again, man. Herman Moore, happy birthday to the big fella. Mr. 84, his birthday was yesterday, man. And Lions got that big dub for him yesterday, man. So now it's time to switch over to the defensive side of the ball. And what else can you say about Brian Branch, man? Brian Branch is Timothy H. Hims. I mean, that's it. 4 tackles, 2 passes defended, and one of the best interceptions I've seen all season. 3 picks in the last 2 games. How in the hell did he fall to the second round? At this point, to be honest with you, all that 40 times, I don't know, but I'm glad he did. And I repeat this: the decision to move him to safety, I said this the other week, was one of the best decisions AG has ever made. And I like Iffy. Don't get me wrong, I like Iffy, but he's not the player in the back end of the defense like Branch is next to Kirby Joseph, man. That makes our safety duo is one of the best in the league, man. And Kirby didn't get an interception because they only threw the ball in the end zone once, and that was a touchdown. So Kirby Joseph, all of his interceptions this year have come in the end zone. So they ain't even try to middle of the field for the end zone against Kirby because they already know. How the Lions are going to replace Hutch? We heard that all week. Well, with the personnel currently on the team, they do it by committee, and boy, did they ever. Now, the defensive line created a bunch of pressure on Sam Darnold. But those linebackers, man, they had 3 of the 4 sacks yesterday. That's what I'm talking about. Nowinski had one. Well, who was Rodrigo had a sack, and Jack Campbell had a sack. So you look at that, I'm loving that. I'm loving what I'm seeing for that linebacker core, man. I like that production. But Josh Pascal had the other one. He had a good game. He was up and down. He was out of the lineup, man, a couple of times because he was injured. But when he showed up and got that sack when he needed it. I like the production. Don't get me wrong, but that just proves to me what happened yesterday at the Lions need to add a pass rusher. I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't gonna sugarcoat that one at all. Man, hey, it is what it is, what it is, what it is. And the last thing, man, woo, um, definitely with Justin Jefferson, right? What I've said about that dude, man, is that you have to contain him. One of my keys to victory on Friday, was to keep him in check, man. Right? Really can't do that a lot because the dude is just who he is. But I think the stat line for like the last, I think before yesterday, the dude had like 1,600 receiving yards in like 8 games. That's like a whole season in 8 games versus the Lions. But
Right.
we held him to 80 yards yesterday, 81 yards, on 7 catches and a touchdown. I can take that. that I can take that from our defense against Justin Jefferson. You made other guys step up. And I knew it was going to be a close game. I didn't think we were going to blow them out. I think it was going to be close. I thought it was going to be about a 7-point game and ended up being a 3-point game. But you look at it, that was one of the keys to that because he usually goes off of like 200 damn yards against us. And we held him. I mean, held him under 100 yards is holding him in check. Did the same thing last week with CeeDee Lamb. So I'm liking, what we did on defense, man, especially in that secondary. We're getting better. And as like I said before, as much as they keep playing together, they're just going to get stronger and stronger throughout the season, man. So look at the defense, man. I'm going to go to my defensive line coach first, man, because he's our defensive coach. What do you think of the defense yesterday?
Man, Brian Branch, man, that's the best safety in the league right now. I'm not even, and it's not even close. He is a ball hawk. That man, I don't like you said. I don't know how he fell to the second round. I'm glad he did. That dude is balling, and Kirby Joseph said, man, he's the best player in the league right now. He said it in one of his little interviews, man, and man,
Yeah.
that dude is nuts, man. I can't. Brian Branch is around the ball at all times. That's the true definition of a ball hawk, man. Wow. And then the linebacking core. Those man, the linebacking core stepped up. They had 25 total tackles from the linebacking group, and that's including Trevor Nowatzki. They was all over the field, man. They all Rodrigo had 7 tackles. Campbell had 7 tackles. Anzalone had 8 tackles. Even Nowatzki, I think he had 3 tackles. Like they was all over the field, man. And shouts out to them, man. This was a perfect performance by the linebacker group. We struggled a little bit at first on the D line. We can't get no goddamn pressure. So we're gonna have to do something. I know, and I have the confidence that Brad Holmes is gonna sign somebody to help tie up that pass rush, man, because that pass rush outside the linebackers is non-existent right now, and you could say that all day. Sam Darnold was just. Let me step up a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't like that, man. It was making me nervous. But yeah, but hey, like I said, man, like you said, LL, that Cinderella was gonna turn into a pumpkin, and he did. So
Yeah.
I'm glad you reminded me.
Yeah. I would say this, but he's one of the players that he holds the ball the longest of one of the of most NFL quarterbacks. He definitely does that. But what you got, LL, on the defense?
Oh man, I'm glad Coach Mike reminded me. I did not stop to get a pumpkin, but I do have, something. I don't know if y'all went out there and looked on ESPN, but they updated.
Yeah, we can't.
Off in
Okay,
they
there it
updated
is.
Sam Darnold's profile. I sent that picture to y'all in the chat. I feel like I'm doing a bad job, so my bad, y'all. But yeah, that thing turned back into a pumpkin, man. Now I disagree a little bit with you, Coach Mike. You said we didn't have a pass rush at all. They had him, like, especially like at certain points of the game. Like he was, he had to get away. That's what made him run around a little bit. The pocket kind of opened up in front of him and he got away. But yeah, no, we created a little bit of pressure, but no, I'm agreeing with the overall message that, yeah, we got to make a move now. I'm not exactly sure which move they're gonna make. Hopefully, the price is still low on some of those guys we was hearing about earlier or later last week. But we shall see, man. But no, man, it was an excellent game. My friend Brian Branch had a great game. DJ Reader and Lee McNeil was in there. Levi, you seen Levi getting close a lot of times. Kai Wingo was in there. And kudos to the linebackers, man. Just like what Coach Mike said, everybody, decent games. One thing I will say, Jack Campbell, it's like every point in one game, he run like Frankenstein or something. It's like, it's that one time he do that, he do like a real, he be like, ugh. And he did that a couple times. I was like, dang, man, maybe somebody, but he still played well, but it's like, dang, he kind of slow. But yeah, excellent game for the most part, even though some guys, end up coming back, or, even though they end up coming back and scoring some points. Myself personally, like I said, even with the late fumble, I never really feared, because I feel like we had them pretty much figured out, even though they had gained some traction in that in the fourth quarter. I never really feared it. We didn't get any pass interference penalties on our guy either, on Terrion. We got a couple defensive penalties on Carlton Davis, but none on that other guy. But greatest safety, or the best safety tandem in the league. I was saying in my head, what'd you say?
I said in the nation.
I thought you were about to say in the next league. I was in that one too, but I was saying in my head, I didn't actually get it out, that we got Ed Reed and Troy Polamalu. I think that's a bit foolish, but right when I said that, Brian Branch made that play, because that's what I was referring to as Troy Polamalu. So at least that's just a good look. I won't call him Troy Polamalu. He's Brian Branch, but he is playing excellent football right now.
Yeah, man. Him with the Hims, man. All right. Like the video, share the video, comment on the video, man. Now it's time to look at our boss up, balled out, and balled on players of the game. Coach Jones got him this week. Who you got there, Coach?
LL, one more time. I'm saying it right now. You got one more goddamn time. Okay, fine. Jared Goff is my
You better hope you don't have no bad game no time soon.
Listen here, Jared Goff is my offensive player of the game, man. And he's man. Jared Goff, 22 of 25, 280 yards, 2 touchdowns, no picks, a 140.0 QBR. And I told y'all, man, keep that 50-50 ratio, man, and it's going to be good, man. And then if you really look at it, like Curt said, Jared Goff, the last 2 games against the Cowboys, 18 to 25, 315, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions, and what? A 153.8 QBR? Against the Seahawks, he was 18 to 18, 292, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, and a 155.8 QBR. Like, Jared Goff's QBR in the last 3 games is like a 149.6667 or something ridiculous like that, man.
Devil.
Like, wow. No, it's 6 of them. It's 6 of them.
I know.
It's 6 sixes and a 7. I just want y'all to know.
I know.
But yeah, man, Jared Goff, man, dude, man, he is really doing it, man. But you know what? In all those games, he's averaged also 22.7 pass attempts per game if you add them up and then you divide it by 3. And that's the key, man, that 50-50 ratio, man, I'm telling you. Also, another player of the game is Jake Bates, man. Jake Bates, man, 1 for 1. And you go on the field with about 17 seconds left. I forgot how much time left. And for the first field goal of the game in the 4th quarter, and you nail it, 44 yards, time left on the clock. He's cold as ice. You really need to sacrifice. Y'all know what it is, man. That's MOP. But man, it looked like
I think that's Queen, but I think they sampled Queen.
Yeah, for sure. But now I'm not gonna say this, but look at this. It looked like after the field goal to me, like Jake Bates would hit the C-walk. He hit the Costco dance. He hit the Costco dance.
That's a Costco dance.
I'm gonna say like, you can't say he was, but you definitely can't say he wasn't. So that's all I'm gonna say about that. But then the linebacking core, man, 25 tackles combined, 3 sacks from Rodrigo, Campbell, Nowaski. Allen's only all over the field, man. Those guys, wow. My one balled on player of the game, Coyote. Man, you had a 48.1 PFF grade, my brother. That's not good. And then you had 3 penalties in the first quarter to start the game, which kind of helped stall out some, you know what I'm saying, mess up a little bit of that chemistry that we had going on, man. So, Yodi, you, Siler, please come back. Please come back, because he could. But you know what? Also, I think it's because Yodi was at left guard. And then this is his first game at right guard, so maybe that threw him off a little bit. I don't know, but all I know is Kim Taylor, you need to come back.
Yeah,
in a hurry.
Yeah, for real. And I would say this on your points about your players of the game, man. I get it. But yeah, my player of the game yesterday was Sonic, man. Had to be Jahmyr Gibbs, man. That 40, and I say that because that 45-yard touchdown run that jump started the offense. 116 rushing yards, 2 touchdowns on the ground, 44 receiving. Ja was that dude yesterday. And on the defense, I'm cool with the linebackers, man. They played great, man, flying all over the field, man. And they had 25 tackles and they had 3 TFLs, man, 3 tackles for loss. But Brian Branch was that dude yesterday, man. And to your point, he has played right guard. Yodi has played right guard, but the last couple of seasons he's played more at left guard, and I think that's what it was. It took him a little bit to settle down, man. But once he did, man, I had to give him his credit because that 45-yard touchdown we talked about with Gibbs, it was to the right side. Was to the right side with him and Sewell. So they opened that lane for that, and that whole offensive line kind of struggled at times. So because you had penalty, I think even Penei Sewell had a false start and holding penalties. Graham had a holding penalty, and they all kind of struggled a little bit yesterday at times. But when we needed them to step up, and they played well in that middle part of the game, they really stepped up and played well. So once they stopped all that eye candy crap, and we ran them out of it, they played well. What you got, LL?
Man, just so I won't repeat the names, offensively, I'm gonna show a little love to my dog, Lil Leaf, man. You know, Khalif Raymond he stepped up, made some big plays. I also like Kwame Tim Patrick. You know what I'm saying? He might only get 1 or 2 a game, but they count. And defensively, you know, everybody's we already talked about that main B2 bomber. I want to show some love to Rodrigo because I be talking shit about Rodrigo because I didn't really like him when he was on Hard Knocks. Like I feel like he was just talking because he knew the camera was on him. But you know, he is a decent football player. We had been a decent football player, and he's been a really good football player this season. In particular, our linebackers is playing real well. They even called out Kelvin Shepard's name on the broadcast, so that was real dope, man. Shout out to Kelvin. I believe they did, if I'm not misremembering, but. Shout out to the linebackers, man. But I'll show some love to Rodrigo on defense. Who I say Lil Leaf on offense. And of course, this is my dog. You want to keep talking about who my friend is. This is my dog. Jack Fox, man. You know, that great big old punt. I forget it. Was it in the fourth quarter? Whatever. He punted it down and got in within the 10. And I was saying that to my homie. He's like, yeah, you know, he gonna get that mug down there. He gonna pin him down in the 10, and that's what helped them to stall out some. So yeah, man, shout out to those people that I just named.
Yeah, definitely. Hey, and one thing about Rodrigo, man, when you get married and have a kid, when you start a family, that changes your whole outlook on life. Now he got to play for something. Now he has something to play for. You know, not just the love of the game. He has something to play for. So
what if his wife is a football fan and she just be talking junk? Like, Rodrigo, you're missing tackles. You scraped real weak on that one. You missed it on that one. You didn't cover your gap. And then he was like, all right, wife, I got you. So what if she's she, you know, what you just said, like that's his reason, but behind the scenes, like she really coaching him up, like, yeah, man, you got to keep your outside shoulder free. Like,
yeah.
No. Y'all didn't laugh at that like I thought y'all would.
Stay in your lane. Anyway, like the video, share the video, and comment on the video, man. If they help us get this content to more Lions fans just like yourself, do us a quick favor, man. If you don't already, follow us on your favorite social media platforms, man. You know, Coach Jones has a great YouTube channel, man. You go check out his shorts. He does a great job with that over there. I post content from all from this show on all of my social media platforms as well. And the Yam Master himself, man, LL Toys, man. Make sure you go check him out on Instagram. All right, now it's time for party shots for today's show, man. Coach Jones, man, I'm gonna let you go first today, man. What you got?
Yeah, man. Shout out to the Northwest Mounties, man. We close it out, man. Senior day, Friday with that victory, man. That was big. It was a 20-point win. That's how you do it. That's how you send the seniors off, man. Your last game at home. You want to hear that fight song. You know what I'm saying? You want to be celebrating and all of that, man. So shout out to the Mounties. And shout out to the Lions, man. That was a heavyweight slug. That was Bo Holyfield right there. One. That was Bo Holyfield one right there. They was knocking. And but the Lions came out on top because at the end of the day, we bite the kneecaps, bro.
All right. What you got, LL? The pumpkin. I see the
Yeah,
pumpkin up there,
man.
man.
Yeah. Shout out to shout out to everybody out there. Happy Monday, happy Victory Monday. Whatever you got going today, just make sure you're doing it in the name of that big victory yesterday. Get you a burrito, whatever it is. Get you stop by the Coney, get you some pancakes and sausages.
Baby.
Yep, whatever Coach Mike just said. But yeah, shout out to the Lions, man, and happy Monday for the rest of everybody.
Hey, thank you for starting your week with us right here on this Victory Monday on the Boss Up Ball Out podcast, your home for organic debate about Detroit Lions news and rumors, man. We appreciate you. We're growing, man. We have a big step coming up when everything gets settled. I will let you know what's going on. So definitely thank you for helping us grow this channel to the levels that you have, man. Hey, today at work, man, because thank you for starting your work day out with us. If you're having a good day at work, spread that joy, say a kind word to someone. You never know how far that will go. If you're not having a good day, don't steal no one else's joy, man. But do your man Curt still a favor, man. Whatever you're doing in life, you got to boss up, ball out, and be the best version of you that you can be. For my fellas, LL Cool Torrance and Coach Mike Jones, this is Curt Steele, and we will holla at you real soon.